So morning. Beautiful Saturday morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sunrise. Yeah, I went to bed about just before 10 and up about 4, 6 hours sleep. Felt pretty good waking up. Thought I'd get up and get organised. I was intending to sleep for longer, but I feel pretty good still and pretty nice. And might have a snooze if I go sauna. Epic amount of raspberries have come out. To show them again. I don't know if you can see them. Um, all over the place here after the heavy rain. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking along the lines of some reflections that I was having because recently there was a prison veterans society was set up by some ex-prison staff that have retired, and the idea was, I believe, that they wanted to support prison officers and prison staff that have, retired or left that job, and so they set up because often they might struggle with their mental health or physical health difficulties after retiring, and they recently set up a Facebook group for it. And I just thought that's a really nice thing that they're doing there, because it's a bit like what they would call the forgotten service, the prison service. And yeah, I was invited by one of my ex-bosses to join it, the Facebook group and stuff, so I joined it and I thought, oh, that's nice. And everybody's being supportive on there of each other generally, and there's somebody that's the person that set it up who's quite assertive and but compassionate and caring as well. And it was interesting to me that a lot of those ex-prison staff that set that up, the prison officer or prison veterans society as such, were also military veterans, a lot of them as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them were the trustees in that, and the person that set it up themselves. So that was quite interesting to me, because I guess they'd noticed that there's a lot of support for military veterans, and I generally work with military veterans, but with different charities, but there wasn't anything for prison staff. And it was really helpful to think that they'd noticed this and done something about it. And all the people involved in setting that up, I'd worked with most of them, and like nearly all of them, and because I used to work in the prisons myself for 6, 7 years, and they're all just such reliable, compassionate type, reasonable type of people. And they're all the kind of people that made it easier to do the job, and you would have, if there was some challenge or difficulty with certain situation, they're always there, just kind of with a relatively calm head, but also that moral compass of being able to make a right decision despite the circumstances, which was really nice. And I'm just thinking how grateful I am for them setting that up, actually, because it makes me feel like better about it all, and also that it kind of restores my faith in humanity that they want to do that, and that I didn't have to do it, or not that I was thinking to do it, but it's just that it's the kind of thing that I would do. And I could see that it was a need, and it's just really nice to see human beings helping each other. And they've got this system where they've made a badge so that you kind of can show other ex-prison staff that you've used to work in the prisons when you're going about the place, and also sense of identity with the badge, which is a really nice little badge that they've got. And but they've also sent out a card with all of the names on and the contact telephone number if needed for people, because there's quite a lot of prison staff kill themselves, you know, and also there's a plethora of mental health difficulties, and there's not enough provision, you know. But one of the massively impactful and key features of what they've done is when you join up, they send you this badge and they send you this card and they send you this beautiful letter, absolutely beautiful letter, just giving appreciation and saying thank you and that you'll be supported. So yeah, my storage on my phone ran out when I was reflecting on receiving the lovely letter and it was beautiful, you know, it was really nice, and it gave that kind of, it's an interesting thing though, isn't it, about just expressing appreciation for all the hard work done and saying, you know, that won't be forgotten. And even though it's just words in some ways, but also it's expressing support and saying that they'll always be there if needed, which is beautiful, isn't it? It's really nice. And suddenly appraising that whole situation is different, you know. All of those hundreds and hundreds of difficult situations that were dealt with becomes lighter and has, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of, it's just nice. And I see that, you know, when I work with military veterans where they leave the service and of the military, and they feel just like they've been cut adrift into society, and there's generally a lack of contact from the unit or the army or whoever, as in it's not part of the procedures. But then the charities have really filled that gap of saying, you know, we appreciate what you've done and here we are to help. But it would be potentially helpful for the military themselves to do more follow-up, I think, with veterans. But I think there's a lesson in it for everyone, really, around showing appreciation for people's efforts, you know, and for what people have done. And I think it's important to say thank you. And when you're working with people or just in your personal life, and say to somebody, you know, I appreciate that, and thank you, you know. And there's a lot to be said for just doing that. It don't really cost anything, does it? I mean, that letter didn't cost a great deal, apart from the effort put in by the people involved. And yeah, I did donate some money to the charity fund, but it was optional, you know. And there's something really nice about that. And I guess it's maybe that idea of just showing appreciation to people in your personal life and in work, maybe, you know, because I noticed that really helped me to see things differently when I received that letter. Have a good one.